Hello, students, and welcome back to Lore of the Iron Kingdoms with me, Professor Caster. I know this looks like a lot different setup than from me sitting behind my desk, but we have a special gift from Steamforged Games. They had asked me and generously sent me a fantastic two-player box set that we are going to be doing an unboxing. Now, you may notice that this box is already open, and that is because the original video I made of us opening this box set was corrupted. So I'm going to blame the Infernals. Maybe the Gremlin Swarm has gotten into my electronic pieces, but that does happen. But without further ado, let's get back to making this fantastic video. I will be pulling out the fantastic starter box here. The box here has some of the phenomenal art on it as well. And of course, they have the Scan Me button. So if you do not already have the fantastic app, please download it. Thank you again for Steamforged for sending this out early so we can do this unboxing, so we can check out the high detail of all these phenomenal looking models. And as per standards, let's check out the box. Of course, we have some lore. We always love additional lore about each one of these guys as well. And a beautiful landscape scene of these guys actually fighting each other. Always great to see. And because these models aren't just models on the field, these guys are trying to tell a story. And with the proper terrain, you can tell an even a better story. But as we discussed in the previous video before the Gremlin Swarm has snagged him, this is a all-in-one box. The only thing you're not getting in this box is a measuring tape and dice. And if you're already at a shop picking these guys up, well, you probably can easily pick that up. And with a little bit of super glue, probably play this guy within half an hour of getting this box opened up. With your friend, of course, because this is a two-player box set with a character warjack on both sides, a character solo on both sides, a character unit on both sides, and includes your warcaster as well. So everything you need is in this box, including some terrain. But let's get this box opened again and see what we got. Get all this guy open. Whoop. And as I drop things out of here, some of the smaller pieces have snapped off their sprues. So that does happen with these high detail models because, well, things happen. And he's been located. It is literally a head from one of the Black 13th guys. So we can get that done up. As you can see, crazy high detail on this, as we like to see with any of these models. But before we get into this stuff, this actually comes with some beautiful terrain. When I say beautiful, it is simple, but it's still free terrain anytime they send these guys out with it. We got 2 water templates and then 4 wall templates, so you guys have some walls and cover and things that can change up how you're moving around, which is basically all you need to start any game. So again, a 2-player box set, completely ready to go out of the box with a little bit of glue, some dice, and a measuring tape. Yeah, like if you don't have the type of game shop that requires you to have paint on it, you can literally play this within half an hour of getting this stuff open. So phenomenal. But as you can see, nice high detail, both sides marked up, well, except for the water, of course. But like both sides of the walls, perfectly detailed, good enough to play any game. And while we're reading this, I'm going to have Professor Clocksworth stop us every now and again, and he's going to read about what we're looking at. He's just going to be reading the lore. In the next coming days after this stuff comes out, I will be getting these 2 guys together, taking them up to my local shop, and we're going to be doing some experimentation with this box set. And then we'll be letting you guys know how I like playing them, and then we'll do a breakdown on all of their abilities and everything like that. So we will check that out. We have, of course, the new bases, which I am actually a huge fan of these new bases because they do not have any pre-made slots, which for somebody like me that likes to do like lots of details on the bases, like adding rocks and stuff like that, I don't have to fill up any slots whenever I'm doing that, which makes that way easier. And if you do enjoy making slots, you can always drill them in with your own equipment at home. But I do not believe that any of these guys actually do have any of the little weirdness on their bases, so it's a fully glued on. And these guys usually are not very big, so they do not require that full glue up. But yeah, I do love the new bases for these guys, and we have the Steamforged logo right there. Fantastic. So we know who is running these guys now. But let's go over these. Let's go over these sprues, which I'm going to say I actually do love getting sprues. One, you can actually do a lot more higher detail on these guys, and two, you can actually use sprues if you build terrain or things like that. Just because like having things that actually you can turn into pipes or pieces of metal, always very very useful, and then you can just file down. One of the very nice things about this guy though is that these have everything numbered. So on one of the sheets that comes inside the box, right here, whenever these guys do their full release, we will actually have what looks like they will have a way to how to put these guys together. So I imagine they're doing a step-by-step, kind of like how some of the older kits were step-by-step from this brew, where it tells you what letters go with what and makes it a very very easy to go up with. And then, of course, the QR codes are listed there, and the QR code for the app as well. So if you do not already have the app, there you go. All right, let's start with the sprues. We got all the numbers there. It looks like we're going to start with the hounds here, because I see a couple hounds shields, and their hounds weapons and all the fun hound stuff. The hounds are a phenomenal group. They look like they might be... they look like they might come from the Khador Assault Commandos, which are fantastic in their own rights. I wish during Mark III, Mark II, whenever they came out, I wish they would have gotten a little bit more love in the solos, but maybe that's what they're doing in Mark IV, because they are the most, they're supposed to be the most advanced military trained Khador militias out there. But if you could, Professor Clocksworth, can you read about the hounds real quick, as we just kind of ooh and ah about these?
The Hounds, the elite Khador SKS-6 cadre unit, engineered for battlefield supremacy. These fearsome warriors are outfitted with alchemical masks, granting them immunity to harmful gases and enabling them to traverse through cloud cover with ease, ensuring they always maintain a clear line of sight and command over the field. Historically, not much is known of these current formidable fighters as of yet, but they appear to be an elite cadre of what was once called Khadoran Assault Commandos, known now as the SKS-6. Formed from the finest soldiers, the Assault Commandos were equipped with some of the most advanced training and weaponry Khador had to offer at the time of their inception. They were created, trained, and led in some of the most brutal battles by warcaster commander Oleg Strakhov, who remains in active service with the modern Khadoran military today. Their abilities and advanced shielding provide crucial protection against blasts of enemy artillery, not only upon themselves but also to any friendly soldiers around them. With the strategic training to create a shield wall with their comrades, the Hounds stand steadfast against enemy onslaughts, prepared to defend their allies while ruthlessly crushing their adversaries.
And thank you, Clocksworth. And then it looks like on this same sprue, we actually do have some axes from Vilkol. I believe that's her name. Yes, I was right. Captain Zahara Vilkol. And you recognize this. In her lore, she likes using axes and likes using a lot of axes. And if you can see, if the camera, there it goes, or kind of. If you could see, how many axes is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 axes all on her model, because she uses these things quite effectively in combat. And I imagine she figures she's going to lose 1 or 2 of them in the enemies. So phenomenal at that, and phenomenal detail. I don't know if you can see the detail, even the base detail on both sides of here. Phenomenal. Mike even got cracked concrete. Like, I don't know. That's one of the reasons I enjoy these the most, just because you can have super high detail on these sprues as well, and these are characters, so it makes sense to have these guys just a little bit above the rest, a little bit of nice cut a bit. But one of the cool things about this, though, look at that. you got behind the shield detail, like you can actually go above and beyond, like things that most people wouldn't even think about seeing whenever they're looking at these models from the front. Like you can see all the bolts and everything like that. Crazy nice. But if you could, Professor Clocksworth, could you read the lore on Vilkul real quick?
Capitan Zahara Vilkul is a legendary warcaster on the battlefield, celebrated for her tactical brilliance and unyielding resolve. With an indomitable spirit, she harnesses the fierce powers of Unstoppable and Cyclone to navigate the chaos of war, positioning herself where the battle rages hottest or slipping away from danger, cloaked in swirling clouds summoned by her eruption of ash, a technique mastered with her magically imbued mechanical axes both in melee and thrown. Yet, even the Veil of Ash is more than mere cover for the soldiers in her command. With her remarkable feat, Peal of Ashes, Vilkul conjures thick clouds that envelop her enemies in a choking mist, sapping their strength and dulling their ability to defend themselves. Those caught within the pool find their melee skills diminished, struggling to strike true against her relentless forces. As Capitan Vilkul skirmishes fiercely at the front lines, her battle group rises from the shadows, ready to strike with deadly precision. With her innate abilities with her warjacks, she allows them to prowl in the clouds she creates. These stalwart Kadoran warjacks advance undetected, poised to unleash their full might against even the toughest of adversaries, while evading enemy fire. In the tumult of battle, Vilkul embodies the strength and cunning of Kador, a leader whose presence commands respect and inspires unwavering loyalty and fear among her comrades.
And thank you, Clocksworth, for that. We're going to move on to the next sprue we got here. All right, so this looks like we are getting into the Jackal, the character solo in this group. The Jackal is, as mentioned in a previous video, if you've watched all the shorts, you're probably going to hear this lore again. I do apologize if it gets old. The Jackal, right there, boom. I think that's him. Yeah. The Jackal is a fantastic model who literally snipes warjacks and warbeasts with a rocket launcher. Now, somebody said that's very Kadoran, and it kind of is, because why use the scalpel when a sledgehammer is available, right? And then, of course, other pieces for other models here. One of the nice things about this, outside of them being phenomenally molded here, is his rocket launcher. That's one. See, we're coming back around. His rocket launcher and his little piece that shoots, that shows the rocket shooting out of it, are two separate pieces. So if you don't want to paint a bunch of flame and fire and everything like that shooting out, you don't have to. It creates a nice availability. And if you're worried that that piece is going to snap off at some point, which sometimes that does if they decide to take a jump off the table, you don't even have to worry about it. You don't even have to put it on there. But yes, but if you could, Professor Clocksworth, read the section on the Jackal as well, just so we can check him out. And then we were just going to admire the sprues and all the...
Sergeant Goran Lazarenko, known as the Jackal, is a legendary marksman feared across the Iron Kingdoms for his unmatched ability to dismantle enemy machines from afar. With eyes as sharp as a hawk's, he selects his targets with deadly precision, determining which vulnerable point of a warjack or warbeast will bear the brunt of his lethal aim, ensuring that each shot strikes true. Wielding the fearsome Jack Buster, Goran unleashes brutal damage that reverberates through the battlefield, capable of inflicting staggering damage and one that leaves even the toughest foes reeling and vulnerable. His reputation for dismantling mechanical giants has made him a living legend among his comrades. With the ability to prowl and a tactical mind for repositioning at his command, Goran moves like a wraith through the chaos of battle, evading danger while keeping his foes in his sights. In the heat of conflict, the Jackal is an embodiment of precision and cunning. With him in the ranks, enemies will falter and fall one by one, as the whispers of his prowess echo across the battlefield, a harbinger of doom for all who stand against him.
All right, and let's check out the next pieces here. We appear to be going over the Razor next. The Razor is the character warjack of this group, definitely designed to cut a swath through the enemies of Kodor. You can see his shield, super high detail. His blade that goes inside the shield, crazy high detail. His guns, his smokestack, all of his phenomenal pieces. I actually do love how these guys have gotten like a crazy upgrade, but they do play some homage. Like his top stack or whatever this is plays a lot of homage to the original Kodor warjacks as well, because they are still Kodor warjacks. But yeah, check out the detail on that. The legs, the chainsaw, like the wires and everything like that, just above and beyond. And definitely makes this guy a character whenever you see him on the field. One thing to note, because he's a character, his pieces are not interchangeable as most characters are. Just because, well, he's a character. You can't just change out his arms and legs how you see fit, or his arms and head how you see fit. So, because he's always going to be the best of the best on that route. Yeah, but if you could, Professor Clocksworth, just read us real quick who the Razor is and all of his bloody swath abilities.
Razor, the legendary warjack of Kodor, stands as a towering symbol of battlefield supremacy and unwavering resolve. Crafted with the essence of Kodoran tenacity, Razor strikes terror into the hearts of its enemies. Equipped with twin grenade launchers, it unleashes chaos using a targeting flare to reveal hidden foes. Each explosive round reshapes the battlefield, while its powerful slug gun delivers punishing blasts that send adversaries sprawling. In close combat, Razor transforms into an unstoppable force, wielding its Ripper shield, a brutal weapon that shreds those who dare approach. With its ferocity akin to the warriors of Kodor and an indomitable spirit, Razor embodies the relentless will of its people. In its presence, foes will learn the true meaning of fear, as it carves a legacy of triumph on the chaotic field of war.
Thank you, Clocksworth. And let's move on to the next one here. The next one we are looking at, it appears it is the Black 13th and Alistair Kane. Now, the Black 13th are a blaster in the past. They have been in Mark II, Mark III. They've gotten some upgrades. They have a lot of stories in the books with Alistair Kane. But the Black 13th is a group of elite gun mages who usually work behind enemy lines without any assistance from Signar, because that's their job. And their motto is basically either win or die. So yeah, it's all in type of group here, and they have a bunch of unique abilities on each of their weapons. Each gun mage carries a different type of weapon, like from sniper rifles to almost shotgun-esque to just two dual mage lock pistols as well. But their group has changed, because at the end of one of Alistair Kane's books, something does happen to a member of that group. But if you could, Clocksworth, just read real quick, gives a little hint about what happened to one of the members of their group before they had to switch out in Mark IV.
The Black 13th, the renowned cadre of Signar's gun mage Hellslingers. This legendary organization, originally the elite strike force of the militant order of the Arcane Tempest, has been honed to a razor's edge through relentless service to the crown. While the core members included the seasoned Captain Dixon Lynch, who has been removed by an Alistair Kane-shaped Crixian gunwraith, there still remains former Sergeant Samuel Watts, Lieutenant Darcy Ryan, and the formidable new addition, Gun Mage Glover. The Black 13th encompasses a larger cadre of elite gun mages adept at operating behind enemy lines, but these are the legends that gun mages strive to be. These sharpshooters combine advanced firearms with arcane mastery, unleashing devastating ranged assaults that can swiftly turn the tide of battle. Armed with precision-engineered weaponry and spell-infused ammunition, they strike from a distance with unparalleled accuracy and lethality. For the Black 13th, there can be no thought of capture or surrender, only the relentless pursuit of victory or the embrace of death.
And here is me from the future, because I realized during editing that I had missed one of the gun mages that you get in this particular box set, because he is all these gun mages mixed on the same sprue. Well, things happen when you're reading over everything, but the gun mage I forgot to talk about is Captain Bastian Falk. Captain Bastian Falk was actually from the original, I think it came out in Mark II, Mark III, but he is like the senior leader of the gun mage. Like, outside of warcasters, he would be the top tier guy that you want to have in your army. He trains them, he is there for them, he has all the fantastic abilities to make them better in the long term, and he's just an epic dude, and in 15 years he has just gotten better. So yeah, I recommend this. But if you could, Professor Clocksworth, just read what experts, or just read what we got on him so we can get him going as well, and I'll show you the sprue that he is on as well. Thank you guys so much.
Captain Bastian Falk, the ultimate leader of the gun mage forces. A figure of legend, Falk inspires those around him with his indomitable spirit and keen tactical mind. His leadership abilities and training allows his nearby gun mages to reciprocate, allowing them to unleash swift retaliation against foes who dare to miss their mark. With the ability to prowl, Bastian shrouds himself in stealth when concealed, enhancing his survivability amidst the chaos of war. His ability to run and gun allow him unparalleled mobility. When he dispatches enemies, he then can swiftly advance, slipping through the fray as if guided by fate itself. Equipped with the formidable mage-lock scattergun, Captain Falk commands a weapon of great renown, capable of unleashing a variety of effects on enemies in his sights. The Banish affect relocates enemies hit to a more vulnerable position. The Decrepitation effect causes both mechanical and undead targets hit to start falling apart at the seams, and the Incendiary effects lights up enemies hit in a fiery inferno. With every shot, he blends powerful offense with clever tactics, making him a master of the art of war. In the midst of battle, Falk stands as a cunning strategist, ready to turn the tide and lead his gun mage forces to victory against all odds.
And thank you, Clocksworth, for that. And then, of course, it appears that we have the torso. Of course, these are sprues, so they're not all together. We have the torso of Alistair Kane, who has a long storied history with Cygnar, both with Cygnar and as a mercenary, and now appears back to Cygnar because, he is a rogue. He does have a problem with power, but he also has a strange loyalty complex, so he is rather loyal to people that he trusts. So that is one of his major flaws, or cool character abilities with himself. And I do recommend, if you have not read The Ways of Cain, please check out those books. They are great. I believe now they are actually on the app as well, that you can read through them in your own time. And I do believe they do have an Audible book as well. You might have to check that out. I am not entirely sure if it's still up there. But if you could, Professor Clocksworth, just read the quick little excerpt we have on Alistair Kane.
Major Alistair Kane is a legendary figure in the Iron Kingdoms, embodying the essence of the brash and skilled gun mage, renowned for his unmatched accuracy and rebellious spirit. He often straddles the line between hero and rogue, defying authority in his quest for justice. Through countless battles against Cygnar's most formidable foes, Kane has honed his survival skills while maintaining his signature disdain for power. With the evasive ability, he and his battle group become elusive shadows on the battlefield, making them difficult to pin down. His teleport spell adds to his unpredictability, allowing him to strike with devastating gunfire before slipping away from danger. As the fearless leader of the Hellslingers, his aim has only sharpened, with the headshot ability, ensuring that his targets are put down for good. Inspired by their leader, his gun mages strive to match his marksmanship through his leadership. They have sharpened their headshot accuracy as well. In the heat of combat, Kane's feat amplifies the power of the gun mage's weapons, infusing each bullet with magical energy for a decisive strike. In the realm of the Iron Kingdoms, Major Alistair Kane stands as a living legend, a master of the gun and a force to be reckoned with.
Alrighty, well, it appears we are working on Deuce. So Deuce is the gun mage warjack of Alistair Kane. Although with the new character warjacks, they don't get any additional abilities with their favored warcaster, which is kind of it's okay. It was kind of nice having it with it, but if anything, it adds a lot more usability to character warjacks, so you don't always have to have them with that one warcaster. So if you just need a magical gun or a magical bullet shooting warjack, boom, there you go. Deuce is a play on the name of Kane's original warjack, whose name Ace. So Ace Deuce. See how that works. Still super fast, super awesome. The details, just phenomenal. Like if you like high detail painting, boom, here you go. Because it certainly is a character warjack, and just phenomenal. And then of course you have a little bit of somebody else on there. We'll figure that one out when we're getting to build it. But yeah, for right now though, check that out. Like every piece is just. And what's crazy is even though they're printed out on this type of thing, I see like few if any mold lines that are going to have to be taken care of. Like I don't know what printer they're using, but yeah, it's just like there is almost nothing on here that's gonna have to be sanded down whenever I get these guys together here in a little while. But yeah, no, these are just beautiful. Hey, if you could, Professor Clocksworth, just read real quick the excerpt we have on Deuce, if you could. Thank you.
Signar's legendary warjack, Deuce, stands as a testament to tactical mastery on the battlefield. Crafted with meticulous care to enhance the strategic depth of Signar's forces, Deuce is a formidable ally for gun mages, designed to synchronize seamlessly with their abilities. The warjack possesses the remarkable accumulator ability, allowing it to harness energy and unleash a devastating volley of ranged attacks that can turn the tide of battle. Its versatile cannon is a marvel of engineering, capable of delivering various types of firepower, ensuring that Deuce can adapt to any combat situation that arises. Maneuverability is another of Deuce's strengths. With the reposition ability, it can deftly navigate the battlefield, outflanking enemies and seizing critical positions. Additionally, its true sight ability pierces through illusions of stealth and cloud cover, making it impossible for foes to conceal themselves from its penetrating gaze. With Deuce at the forefront of your Signar army, you will wield unmatched precision and versatility, dominating the field with an arsenal of devastating attacks that echo the might of Signar itself.
All right, thank you, Clocksworth. And of course, we had these two little pieces try to fly off earlier, most likely a head of one of the 13th and then a cape of one of the 13th, I believe, or that could be Alistair Kane's cape. But yeah, that is all you got in that. And the coolest part's not even that you get all these models. The coolest part is that you can get an entire game in within half an hour buying this. As long as you have dice and measuring tape and all that stuff. And some shops actually do have available dice for people that just want to come and play a random game. But the coolest part about this is that's 2 character warjacks, that's 2 warcasters, that's 2 character units, and that's 2 character solos. So all these guys one of a kind. And for anybody that's ever done pricing on these, most of the time, you're usually buying a character warjack for about $35 a piece. All right, just because their character warjack's a lot more high def, whatever pricing situation there. But this entire box set with full character units, 2 full character units, 2 full character solos, 2 full character warjacks, and warcasters, it's $100, and you get terrain with this. So it's everything's together. So if you just getting into this game, this is a great thing to get a hold of. And $100, even now, if you want to buy a full character unit, I think they're usually like $80, $80. So that you get double here. You get everything you need to play with a friend, especially if you guys want to play Signar or Kodor. But everything you want to play, these guys are each of these guys are actually designed to be a pretty solid group together. So you don't have to do any finagling with checking their cards, seeing if they work well together and all that stuff, or seeing what kind of combos you want to go, because these guys were actually very balanced together, at least from reading the cards. We'll go over that later in another video, because after we get done with here, I'm going to be getting these guys together off screen, because, well, it'd be looking very finicky if I tried to do them on screen. But I'll get these guys together. I'm going to be taking them to my local game shop, and then me and Professor Webb are going to play with, or whoever's up there, are going to be playing through a game with just this box set. Then I'm going to be showing you the full put together models. We're going to be going over their stats, and then I'll be letting you guys know what I think about these guys from their play wise. But as far as like the value of this is, something to be said, because Steamforged has really set this up to be a great starting package for any gamers that want to get into Warmachine for the first time. So yeah, I highly recommend sending this out. Hey, even if you want to send this out as a Christmas present, power to you, because like this, if your friend's kind of willy-nilly about, I don't know if I want to get into it, it'd be like, boom, everything you need right there. And you can add on to this. You can add other warjacks, other solos, other characters, because these guys are all part of the same theme faction in their groups. So yeah. But that will do it for our unboxing. If you guys have any questions, comments, I don't know, any kind of lore things you want to go over or anything like that, please hit that comment button. And also, if you could, please like and subscribe, because we'll be doing more videos regarding this 2-player box set as well. And thank you again to Steamforged for providing this 2-player box set for our review. It is phenomenal, and I cannot recommend enough to snag one of these yourself if you are into either of these factions, or if you just want to get into the game. But without further ado, class dismissed.